absolutely the same spelling, capitalization, everything as it is on the phone, or else it won't work. You'll get an invalid theme. This must be the exact path of what we're targeting, or else it won't work, and you'll actually end up either you'll eventually end up with an error, but right now in the alpha stage you'll probably end up just filling up your end user's phone with a bunch of useless junk, in which will have them doing a wipe. That's why I would actually recommend everyone doing an Android backup before messing with this or attempting to use it. This is an alpha release. We do expect bugs. It is not meant to be perfect. It's always fun to try things when they're first coming out, so we're letting y'all have that chance. Okay, moving on. I think we've discussed that enough. Let's go ahead and check out phone. In here, basically it's the same thing that you would see in the phone.abk. We have the res folder, then we have the drawable finger, and drawable land. The path must stay exactly the same. If the path is not the same, then the script will put it in a different place. Meaning, if you had all of these images and right here, then when we go to theme the phone, all the images would go right here in the phone, right in the root directory. That would not be good. So it's pretty standard. Like I said, I've provided you in association with some other themers, Prash, Raiku, Ted, and ManUp. We've provided you with some examples to follow. They're good examples. They have everything correct. The only thing that's not correct is that going to be that that clock theme, and that, like I said, that has nothing to do with the actual theming process. That's actually just some XML edit that hasn't been done yet. So, moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at another theme, just to give you an example. Let's go ahead and take a look at a battery theme. This will, if you have my lock screen, then you know that you have a battery icon with a percentage, which I love personally. I use it all the time. The batteries.theme, you notice it's named the same as the actual theme. Up here you can see it's batteries.zip and it's batteries.theme. It's basically ROM name. This right here demonstrates that you can name it whatever you want. A with Erickson's lock screen, and same thing with ROM version. Name it whatever you want. This is the same framework-res.apk. You know, the version number of that is still going to be the same, and so is the path. It's pretty easy. It's not too difficult. Not right now, anyways. We'll make it difficult for y'all later. Moving on, in here, like I said, you got to keep the structure the same. So we're always going to go res and then drawables or layout, however you want to do it. So you see in here that we just have the battery icons, and it will update only those battery icons and won't touch anything else. So let's take a look at one other thing before we move on to the actual script. Let's go to TED clock. Now this one's a little bit unusual because I didn't feel like sorting out, which XML edit controlled the bigger clock. I just threw them all in there. Kind of, dirty, but it works. So we see in here in RES, I have everything. I have layout. I have all the XMLs that go with it. I have all the drawables. This is actually almost completely unnecessary. In reality, you would only need to update the images that you wanted to update, and in this case, the XMLs that actually contain that layout. But like I said, I didn't want to, fool with it, and I also wanted to demonstrate how basically you could update an entire APK with this method if you so wanted to. Of course, right here we still don't have the Android manifest and the resources.arsc and the classes.dex, but you could put them there if you wanted to. Okay, moving on. I think that pretty much covered it, so what we're going to go ahead and do is go in here, and I'm going to explain a few things about this. First thing I'm going to do is actually repush all of these zips to SD card / Android themes. This is going to be the default folder for all your themes. Now, the script will automatically create this theme directory. However, if the user does not put the themes in this theme directory, then as of right now, it will not pick it up. It won't find it. In the future, we will have the ability to point the script to wherever we want in order for it to find a theme, but as of right now, that is not an option. That will come later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You see, I've been playing with this for a little while, so I have everything already done. Okay, I also want to go ahead and, well, we'll go ahead and take our first look at the script. The script is actually going to be kept in another folder, and I'm going to do this all from my computer because I can show y'all, but this can actually be done all from the phone without having to do anything at all on the computer. The user can totally theme the phone without almost without rebooting the phone. If you make changes to framework-res.apk, then you will have to reboot the phone. So that's the only drawback on that. When you first extract the script and the cross-compiled zip, which is a courtesy of Castro. Castro did the cross-compiled zip, and I am very grateful for his work on that and his work pretty much on the script. He made a big contribution to this project, and I really thank him for it and thank him for his time. Learned a lot from him. So let's go ahead and go to that directory. It's going to be CD. The directory is going to be system/sd/theming. Now, we may have to change this in the future because I realize more than likely everybody won't have an SD directory, only if they have apps to SD. But for right now, we kind of require that you have an apps to SD card directory. Y'all know what I mean, even though I'm messing it up. So that's how it's going to be right now. Just keep that in mind. This is a very alpha release. This is strictly for testing. Don't try to rely on this for any kind of strong stability. Alright, so we're going to go ahead. You would put everything in here in the zip, which is going to be a zip, cross-compiled zip binary, again done by Castro, and the actual script, which was worked on by Castro and myself, and optimization was done by Raikou. We greatly do appreciate that help, Raikou. So we're going to go ahead and run that script. We're going to do mm.sh. I'm not going to put any arguments in after first. I'm going to show y'all the usage. That's what it's going to pull up. This is MetaMorph, or Metamorphosis. So, special thanks to Raikou and Prash because he was one of the first ones to come on board and start helping us with the theming. We really appreciate it. You see here that it says specifically what I've already told you, to place the theme file.zip in the SD card /Android themes. The script will scan this location and run. The usage for now is only -I. There will be more options later. If you get bold, you can actually look in the script and see some of the options that we plan on implementing later. But this time they are not being used. They are not working in any way, shape, or form. So they're completely useless to show to you and have you try and just to find out that they don't work. So we're going to go ahead and run it again with the correct argument. I for interactive. It's going to go ahead and start again. The first thing we're going to see is we have two options. We can apply a full theme to all files, meaning that it's going to update everything in the update.zip. Or we can only pick one. Right now we're only going to go ahead and pick one, and I also am going to show y'all what my phone looks like right now so y'all can get an idea of what's going on here. Give me just a moment for that to come up. I want to show y'all how this works. Alright, there we go. Okay, right now that is how my phone looks. That is the lock screen. You see it's somewhat, bottom bar is somewhat messed up. Yeah, that probably needs some tweaking, but let me go ahead and refresh this. You can see my lock screen right here. This is part of Prash's. You see that I have Prash's launcher tab, but I do not have his lock screen, and that is because Prash actually doesn't have a lock screen. He doesn't use my lock screen. So it is neat to see that. One moment. It's neat to see that I have a lock screen that is completely different from Prash's theme. Just something to kind of lean towards showing how we can mix and match themes with ease using this method. So, one of the first things I want to show you, like I said again, is that, completely different. I'm going to show you right here. One moment. This is actually from Ted's, the clock theme pack that I am including. The only drawback with this is that when you try to open, alarm clock, it force closes. Like I said, someone have to fix that. It's not the script's fault. It's just some XML edits. So with that in mind, let's take a look at one more thing. See the battery here, how it's completely black? The first thing that I'm going to show y'all is that I am going to change that without affecting anything else. So let's go ahead and get to that. Alright, so we are going to apply, in this case we could do either or, one or the other. So we'll just do number 2. Okay, these are all the themes that I have in my theme directory. There aren't that many themes. You see a bunch of them are actually empty. Number 1 is like from when we first started. Number 16 is actually one of the final results. We're going to actually do number 20, which is I'm sorry, we're going to do 18, which is actually going to be the full lock screen update. So, I'm sorry, I said 18, we're going to do 19. Okay, basically what happened here is that it seen that there was something wrong with the MD5 checksum file. Basically, whenever you put a new theme on here, it will scan it to make sure that nothing has changed. If something has changed, then it will re-update the theme on the phone. This is try to help with optimization and speeding things up. So let's go ahead, and we see here it's already extracted all the necessary updates. It's done creating the MD5 sum file. It is listing in the theme what we are about to apply, and we see that we're about to apply an update to framework-res.apk, so we know we're going to have to do a reboot. We're going to go ahead and select one, which is the only one there, and it's going to tell us a little bit more information about it. It's going to tell us the name of the theme file, the app name that we're about to target, and the location of it, and the version number. At this point, you're going to have the choice to either begin or to hit ball plus C, or that's Control C if you're on the computer like I am, to exit. In this case, we're going to go ahead and hit enter. It's going to start applying the sub theme. It's going to take just a moment. Now, if this is working correctly, you should see updating. If you see a whole bunch of adding, something is wrong. Stop it. You'll probably need to clear out your phone because it's putting it in the wrong place most likely. Alright, so we have gone ahead and done that. Now, mind you, what I said with updating framework-res.apk, we actually need to do a reboot. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And we're going to wait for that. So give it just a moment. And I appreciate you guys watching this. I know it's a rather long video. I myself, I generally don't like making long videos, or generally videos for that point at all. So consider yourselves lucky. And we'll give it just a moment to reboot. It's taking a little while. You see, that was what it looked like, solid black. waiting on it. And the next thing I'm going to show you is actually the full theme. I'm going to go ahead and get back into my directory that I was in. Okay. Now mind you, all this could have been done from the phone. So it's pretty neat to be able to see those changes actually happen without having to do a full zip. And it does take just a little bit for it to boot back up after making a change to framework. It's coming up right now. Give me just a moment. Okay, and that's actually Prash's boot animation. It's not what we're trying to show you though. Okay, so this is the lock screen. Let's go to the battery. You're going to see here, it's gray. It's not as black as it was just a moment ago. But the thing I want you to notice is what we still have everything we had before. The big thing to notice is this right here, because this is actually part of framework-res.apk, and it is still exactly the same. It hasn't been touched. The only thing that's been touched are the images that were needed to update the battery. So that is proof of concept right there that this does work, and indeed only touches the images that or the files that are in the update.zip. So that's great news. Alright, lastly, we're just going to go through and we are going to just apply a full update so you see what it looks like. You won't see any changes on my phone because I already have the update, so I'm just basically reapplying it. We'll go ahead and run that right now. We're going to choose full update, number 1. We're going to choose treetheme.zip. Which actually I think is going to throw somewhat of an error, maybe. No, it didn't. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's everything that is in there. It's going to update all of these. It's going to ask us if we'd like to proceed. We are going to go ahead and proceed. If you decide not to proceed, it will just exit out of the script. And here it's going to start applying the themes. Now, like I said, because all of mine are basically duplicate, nothing really changed. The only thing that might have changed, actually, let's see. Would have been this, but it didn't. It doesn't look like it, so let's make sure. Actually, I didn't update, which is interesting. Like I said, there's going to be bugs, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Let me try and just do by itself. We're going to do 16. We're going to do number 5. We're going to hit enter. Nope. So that's definitely something that we need to work out. And indeed we will. Like I said, this is an alpha release, basically for y'all to get a feel for it. This is basically to get y'all prepared for it, to get themers ready, to be preparing to make theme packs compatible with this. As time goes on, we will continue to apply updates and keep patching bugs. please give us your bug reports. If you have something, please let us know, either me, Castro, or Raikou. The one thing that I do want to show you specifically before we go is going to be in the actual script, which I'm not going to show you the full script, but right here where it says set -x, if for any chance you do have some weird kind of error, and you really want to help us, you can actually remove that #, save the file, re-push it back to your phone, run the script again, reproduce the error, and send us the entire output. You'll know what I mean whenever you run it. So that is basically everything, guys. There's nothing more really to show y'all. The rest you'll have to get by trial and error. And if y'all have any questions or concerns or anything of that nature, feel free to let us know, and we will definitely and surely see you on the forums. Again, thanks again, guys. Y'all have a great